What it is, guys, it's your Dino. We're back at it again with another reaction video, and this one is for the PlayStation event that took place on the 24th of this month, which is June 2023. Now, I have the video sped up to 150% throughout the video, so you can see all of the gameplay and stuff at as fast as I can do it, but it looking like it's a blurry mess. But I didn't want the video to be an hour long, so just bear that in mind. I will also talk about stuff, and I will reference things that have happened in the media and stuff like that regarding the acquisition and stuff like that, and ABK acquisition, and my thoughts and opinions. This is me showing off what I feel is the best of the best from the event, and maybe even a little bit of a cringe thing there as well. So stay through to the end and you'll be able to see what I think is the cringe thing. Now, that being said, we start off with the sizzle reel that they show off at the end of the event, and it shows off pretty much everything that's there in a quick flash of the pan, and it shows off them. And if you want to go and find out what they are, there will be a link down in the description for the full event. It's an hour-long event, but the link will take you to the one that is on the PlayStation page, and it is 2 hours long because they sat there for an hour on a starting screen where they just played music and stuff, and it was terrible. Now, we'll start off with the first video that I chose, which is one of the new games as a service games that Sony are making. This one is what I would honestly say is a hybrid mix of Payday and the game Brink from the PlayStation 3/360 era. And look, I get it, Sony are trying to double down on games as a service, but I don't think that this is going to be the mythical cash cow that they're trying to get it to be, because there are so many games as a services out there that gamers play day in, day out. I don't think that most gamers have it in them to add another one to their list. There's people that are playing Rainbow Six Siege, people that play Warframe, people that play Destiny. We'll get into Destiny later. So with them doubling down on another game as a service, I feel like they're chasing that mythical cash cow, and I'm not happy about that. And again, because they limit stuff, it's only going to be on PlayStation and PC, and this game is a big source of concern for me. This one is called Helljumper. Now, I grew up in the 90s, and there was a movie that happened called Starship Troopers, where it's basically this game where you basically are going to join the military and fight bugs, giant, huge bugs. And I feel like Arrowhead have just tried to rip it off, and I feel like this is very close to copyright infringement of Starship Troopers. But that's just my opinion, and whilst it looks really cool and really interesting, I really do think that there is a lot of concern with this game for it being a copyright infringement, because they've taken the premise of Starship Troopers and have basically ripped it off. That's the best way I could describe it. But it does look interesting, and I will be keeping my eye on this one because I feel like it does have some potential, but I am curious as to where it will go, because I am just really unsure about it. Now, this is another one that is going to be a big source of annoyance for me. They are showing off an EA original, which is a multi-platform game. Now, as most of you know, showcases like this, PlayStation Showcase, Xbox Showcase, Nintendo Showcase, are them to show off their first party IPs and partnerships with other companies who have developed games specifically for their platform. For example, you'd get yourself having game XYZ that is exclusive to the Switch, or game ABC that is exclusive to the Xbox. This isn't an exclusive. This is a multi-platform game because it's also going to be on Xbox. There will be a card that I will either put in the description or I'll try and pop it on the screen at some point, and it will show off the announcement that Xbox made to clarify and explain that the PlayStation event showed off games that are going to also be on their platform as well. And I think it's a list of like 9 games. There will be a link to it down in the description, and I'll try and put one on the screen later on towards the end of the video. Again, 505 Games, they are a studio that have made games on both Xbox and PlayStation. They're not directly linked to PlayStation. They are independent who make games for different platforms all the time. And to see Ghost Runner 2 appear in this state, this I was about to say state of play then, because it's not a state of play. It's supposed to be a showcase. But they showed it off on here. I get it that it's one of those where sometimes they'll get licensing rights to announce a game or showcase a game on their showcase, but a showcase is supposed to be something where they show off something that is in-house developed. Like this game looks like it is. This game looks like it is a game that is in-house developed. It has that Sekiro vibe, but it's made by S Game or C Game, whatever the company's name is. I've never heard of them, and I've never seen anything that they've ever done as far as I'm aware. This game gives me like Onimusha meets Sekiro meets Nioh vibes, with its very subdued tones, and its color palette seem a bit very monotony and very demure, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be bright or vibrant. With a lot of the gameplay, there's probably some red and some burnt umbers, but for the most of it, it looks like it's earthy tones, and it looks really cool. But the problem with this game for me is that the announcement for it isn't like it's coming at this time or it's coming in 2024 or 2025. It's a very open-ended answer that they give. They just say coming to PlayStation 5. When? 2023, 2024, 2025. What's the answer, Sony? Because when Xbox used to do stuff like that, people would give them crap for it. So Xbox only have focused on games in the last 18 months, and people sung their praises for it. And I bet you there are going to be some people who will sing Sony's praises for everything that they've announced here, but they will rip apart something that Microsoft does. And I feel like there is a industry bias that is prioritizing other platforms over the Xbox because people don't like Microsoft, and that's a sad thing. It should be about the games, not about your personal opinion, your personal bias. Now, again, this is another game that is going to be on Xbox as well. This is Never, and I feel like the way that they've showcased a lot of these games is that they are going to be first on PlayStation or exclusive to PlayStation. It's a lot of open interpretation or inference to the audience that you can only get these games on PlayStation kind of thing, because as most people know, the showcases are supposed to be for first party and exclusives, sorry. And I feel like the way that they've represented a lot of these games is very misleading. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed watching the event. I saw some games that I was interested in, some that I'll keep an eye on, but overall I just feel like there's a lot of things Sony have done here that I feel like don't sit right with me. And I'm not saying that the event was bad. It's not good either. It's not the best they've ever done. not by a long shot. I feel like it's definitely one of those that probably would hit about average. I'd say like rating of a C. They got 50% right, 50% wrong in my book, but that's just my personal opinion. I'd love to know what you guys thought of that, whether you guys liked it or not. It's definitely one where it's always open to interpretation, and what things some people liked, some people might not like. Again, Square Enix, I'm a big Square Enix nerd, love my Square Enix games. This one has me really concerned. This one is shown off to be PlayStation and PC only, and it's basically a arena battle game that is like Splatoon but with bubbles, and it's like foam blasts and stuff like that, you know, foam weapon. And I'm not sure how this game will do, because this is one of those games that is definitely dependent upon a community that is passionate about the game. And like Destruction All Stars, the game that they released, that was one of those PlayStation first party titles that was full of microtransactions and was given away on PlayStation Plus, and it's one of those games that I don't feel has the staying power or the longevity when it is locked to just one console. I would have loved to have seen this come to Xbox and Nintendo Switch as well as PC. I just don't think that Foam Stars will survive if it's just on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 and PC. It needs to be across every platform to survive, in my opinion. Now, again, this is another game that is a multi-platform that's been confirmed by Xbox in the thing that I will try and tag on video at some point, and I'll try and put it in I will definitely put it in the description as well, so you guys can check out what I'm talking about. There will be a picture for it. I may even throw it on the community post as well. But it's definitely one that has me concerned, because the way that they just showed that off with the big PlayStation 5 logo, it makes people think that this is only available on PlayStation 5. And this is another game, Teardown, that is going to be on Xbox as well. It definitely gives me vibes of Payday meet Roblox meet Minecraft done with Lego, and it's imagination run wild. Best way to describe it. It does have a unique selling point, I feel, and will probably do good with a lot of younger gamers, but I don't feel like it has an appeal for me. But I wanted to highlight it because it was unique, and it had a very, very unique vibe about it that I feel would appeal to some of my community who play Roblox, Minecraft, and those sort of games. But again, it says coming to PlayStation 5, but it's also coming to Xbox. They paint this as a game that is just coming there, and it's really misinforming, and it really does get on my nerves. Now, this one is for Metal Gear Solid, which is Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. And I know that I do believe this is also another one of the games that will be on Xbox as well. And it does look very, very good and very, very well done. It does seem like they've put a lot of work into making the game look a lot better from what it was originally on. It looks very, very pretty, and I only played some of Snake Eater when it first came out, because back then I wasn't really into the Metal Gear franchise. I'd fallen out of love with it because I'd loved Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty, and I just felt like this one wasn't a game that I was vibing with at the time. But I did eventually go back and finish the original, and I really did enjoy it. It's a very good game, and I feel like this has a lot of potential. I do also like the fact that they squeezed in an announcement as well right at the end for the previous games, like Metal Gear Solid, and they've given it the triangle, which is it was originally called Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, but it's not the third game in the timeline, because it's set as a prequel. Sorry if that's a little bit confusing for some people. So it's just odd the way they've done it. Now this game has me interested, because it does seem like it has a lot of potential. It has like a story mode to it. It looks like it has a story mode to it with big creatures and the ability to build and craft for those who like to do that sort of thing. But it does look like it has story to it, and I want to know more about this game. I feel like it does have something interesting about it. It gives me Breath of the Wild vibes, with the way that the creatures roam around and the things like that. It does have a big beautiful canvas that I can see in the announcement trailer, and I want to learn more about it. So I will be keeping an eye on this one. Hopefully it is a game that I can sink my teeth into and enjoy, and we'll find out in 2024. Now obviously this one is one that I will be playing in next month. This is Final Fantasy 16. I'm a massive Final Fantasy nerd, and I work with Square Enix, and I'm very excited for this one. This is something that I will be playing, and I will say this: it's something that is, again, a kind of an annoying thing. I would love to see the Final Fantasy franchise in entirety on the Xbox, as well as on the PlayStation and on the Switch and PC. I don't feel like games like this should be locked away to any one platform, because they should be shared with everyone, because they're such awesome games. Because it doesn't matter where I buy it, Xbox, PlayStation, I'm still going to play the absolute snot out of it, because I'm a massive Final Fantasy nerd and I love them. But it's just annoying to know that Sony are constantly paying for exclusivity, keep Final Fantasy games off of the Xbox as much as possible, and that makes me sad, and that annoys me, because everyone should get the opportunity to play these amazing games, in my opinion, because it's just a great franchise. And it just makes me sad to see another generation of Final Fantasy games are locked behind exclusivity on Sony. And I hope that in the future that could change, because I would love to see a comparison done between Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PlayStation, and see where the improvements are, and see how they stack up against each other. Same with Final Fantasy 16. Now, that is one that will obviously be something that will be very divisive, and I know some people will have an opinion, but little fact: Final Fantasy didn't start on Xbox, on PlayStation. Started on Nintendo. Final Fantasy 1. Now, this is Alan Wake 2. This is by Remedy. I do believe that is the name of the company that have been creating this one. I wasn't really into the first Alan Wake. I watched it be played by my partner, and I did enjoy watching them play it, but it wasn't really a game that I could sink my teeth into. I don't really play a lot of horror games. I felt like this one wasn't really one that really jumped out at me, but I did eventually go back and give it a go at some point. And it's not a bad game. The franchise isn't bad, but it's got a release date, and hopefully people are happy to see it and excited for it. Because I know that I'll probably end up having to buy it for Quinn. And again, Assassin's Creed, we know Assassin's Creed is not PlayStation exclusive. This is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is following the story of Bassam from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. He is the hidden one that you work with in Valhalla, and this is a prequel story for him, which goes back to working with the actual Assassin's Creed order of the assassins and the hidden ones, and it's nice to see them return to that. because I know that it does feel like for a lot of people that they've drawn further away from the Order and more focused on the Isu people and the future people. But I feel like it's going to be one of those where they have to evolve. They have to step away from just the Assassin's Order and see how the Isu interact on the larger scale because of the items of Eden. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think on that one. This is a game that I was very intrigued by. This is Tower Fantasy. It gives me Genshin vibes with the art style and the big explosions and the anime look for it. It does look very interesting. I do feel like this is another one of those first party Sony games that will be games as a service, and probably, be honest, if it is a game as a service, I probably won't play it on stream or make content about it unless I'm doing it for long form videos. You guys let me know if you'd like to see that. I feel like it's definitely a game that looks interesting and it does hold a lot of positivity and possibility for lots of fun, and I do like the art style, very anime style, but it does look interesting. Tower Fantasy, just to let you know, that is definitely one that is on my radar. Now, this is a game that some people may or may not be aware of. This is Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, Dragon's Dogma is a franchise that has a very big following for it. The fans that love this game absolutely sing its praises. Now, I've played Dragon's Dogma 1 a little bit and I wasn't really taken by it. It did feel like it was a little bit outdated. However, they look like they have done a lot of work with Dragon's Dogma 2 and it looks very, very beautiful, and they show a lot of gameplay. It does look very, very pretty, but I'm not sure yet. I am on the fence about this one. Let me know if you guys like the look of Dragon's Dogma, because I'm on the fence and I would love to know where you guys stand on it. Now this is a game that is coming to Xbox as well. This is Marathon, which is made by Bungie. Now Marathon is the name of their first game, I do believe. It was called Marathon Durandal, and it looks like, from my perspective, that they may be rebooting it or reimagining the universe of Marathon and Durandal. So I would love to know what they're doing with it, and I will be keeping an eye on that one. But Bungie is owned by PlayStation now, and not all of their stuff that they're going to be making will be first party. From what I understand, is none of it will be. They will be multi-platform as much as possible, unless Sony pay for them to work on a game just for them. But it's weird to see Bungie on a PlayStation stage, you know, knowing that they're now part of the PlayStation family. Now I know that a lot of people are very, very much dedicated to the Destiny universe, and this seems like the final part of the Destiny 2 story that they're creating here. I did fall out of love with the Destiny franchise after the events of Destiny 1, and I did try and get back into it with Destiny 2, but I felt disappointed time and time again, because I put thousands of hours into Destiny 1, and to see all the hard work I put into it just taken away kind of annoyed me. But we're gonna hit the cringe now, guys. This is something that will be very cringe-worthy to me, but I don't know if it will be for you guys. Say hello to the PlayStation Switch, as I like to call it. It's basically a tablet with a controller strapped to each side, and it basically is just for you to do remote play, and you can only do it whilst it's connected to the same network as your console, and they're doing earbuds. Very cringe-worthy in my opinion, and apparently the price for it is going to make your wallet scream just as much as the PlayStation VR 2 did. Now, I find that PlayStation are very lost in their opinions and very unaware of the universe and the world around it. But that's my opinion, and I feel like they ended strong with this one. This is the Spider-Man 2 gameplay announcement stuff that shows off you playing as Miles and as Peter Parker, and it shows off Raven the Hunter, and it shows off Doc Croc as well, which is Killer Croc, which is Dr. Connors, and it also shows off, as we knew from the announcement trailer, Venom. Now, given the fact that there is Venom in the announcement trailer, it shows that Peter Parker has the Venom suit in the trailer, and there's announcements of it all over the internet now, and it shows off Peter with the iconic Venom spider suit, which later became iconic in its own right as what Venom looks like. And it's very, very cool that they've done that, and I'm very happy to see this gameplay, and I was very excited for it because I definitely will be buying this game. I did enjoy Spider-Man 1. I did enjoy playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I will go on record and say this: I don't think that Spider-Man Miles Morales was worth the money that they were charging for it. It was too short. It was just a setup story for Miles, and should have been a part of the Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game as a paid DLC that they should have done. I would have been happier to pay £40 for it as a DLC or £35 for it as a DLC, but I don't think it was worth the £70 that they were charging for it as a full-fledged game, because it's definitely not. But it was a great play. It's not a full-fledged game, and I always say if you are going to pick up Spider-Man Miles Morales, definitely pick it up when it's on sale. It's definitely worth it, but it's not worth a full price. Pick it up get it secondhand if you can, or get it when it's on sale on the PlayStation Store. But it's definitely a good, fun game to play, and it's so much fun seeing all these cool new abilities that they've got and the way that they move, and it looks so beautiful. It looks like they've done a really good job with learning how to improve it, and it looks like it runs so much better than the other ones did. And the new features that they have, and the new moves, and the flying wingsuits, and oh, so can't wait to play this game. But that's basically it for me. I feel like it's the culmination of the PlayStation showcase, air quotes showcase, was this. This was the icing on the cake. This is what gave it its C rating for me. It was mediocre at best, and the only reason why it was mediocre at best was because of this. This was the only thing that, in my opinion, was A rank. It's one announcement trailer of gameplay was the only A rank system in the A rank thing in the announcement of the showcase. The rest of it was subpar at best, because it just felt like it wasn't really worthy of a full showcase. It should have been state of play material, not showcase material, because it's either A, not done, A, too far out, or B, it's someone else's work. You know, I know I probably said A, B there, A, B, or C, whatever you want to take from it. That's just my opinion. I love playing games, and I don't feel like you should be limited where you play them on. I just don't think that this showcase was as good as it could have been, and I feel like they showed off what they could, and reached out to their partners and showed off whatever their partners would let them show off or announce. or make announcement deals and stuff like that, so they could announce stuff on their platform first, like Ghost Runner 2 and stuff like that. It's one of those. I know that it's going to be a very polarizing event, and I can't wait for the Xbox event in June. I'm going to be watching that one, and I will definitely be reacting to it. And I do feel that they've done a very good job with some of the things that they showed off, and a lot of the things were rather disappointing because they weren't first party Sony things. And I feel that the showcase should be a showing of what the best their first party studios and their first party partners should show off. It left me with sour grapes. So in my opinion, it's C grade at best, and I feel like they created a lot of misinformation, which Xbox then had to go and clarify for a lot of people. I will link that down in the description, as I said, and I'll try and pop it up somewhere on screen if I feel like it gets enough of a screen comparison. It'd probably be better if you guys look at it on the link, because you can see it in full size. I am gonna have to shrink it down, so I think I may not actually show it on screen, so you'll probably not see it now. This is me just talking to you, probably just going, Grim, we already know because we're not seeing it. I like to talk to you guys. Thank you for watching and being here and checking out all the content that we do. I love talking about this sort of stuff with you guys and knowing what you guys like about these sort of events and where you guys stand on them, and what was the best things for you guys. I feel like the best bits of this announcement, me, was definitely the Spider-Man, the announcement of some of the other stuff that they've showed off. Like they showed off some interesting things. I wouldn't say they were great announcements, but they piqued my curiosity enough to want to know more. And I feel like that in itself is a great announcement. And you can make me want to know more. That's good. I just feel like it's missing a lot. It doesn't feel like they have enough substance coming out of the PlayStation studios, and to show off a movie trailer as well in this really did lower the grading for me. It's lucky it got a C, probably I'd say at best C minus, and it really annoyed me. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments, like, comment, and share. As always, thank you for watching and subscribing, guys. It is greatly appreciated. It's never expected. I will be live again on the channel. Thank you for watching. We'll see you there. Have a good one. As always, keep being awesome, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye.